Y'all think y'all know but don't. I had to give my mom $1,800 on a $2,400 rent because y'all favorite rapper blocked her. I'm tired of being quiet.
That's Glorilla's own sister putting her on blast for the entire world to hear. But what Glorilla did next? She didn't apologize. She didn't explain. She sent her sister a link to Indeed and told her to get a job at McDonald's. And it only gets worse from here. Victoria Woods blows the lid off. On February 4th, 2026, the entire internet got turned upside down when a woman named Victoria Woods, who goes by Scarface Woods on social media, hopped on Facebook Live and started airing out every single piece of dirty laundry you could possibly imagine about her biological sister, the Memphis rap superstar Glorilla. Now, for those who don't know, Glorilla, born Gloria Hallelujah Woods, has been absolutely running up the charts and dominating hip-hop conversations since she broke out in 2022 with FNF, Let's Go, signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label and earned multiple Grammy nominations. She dropped her 2024 album Glorious with massive records like TGIF and Yeah Glow. And at just 26 years old, this woman was sitting at the absolute peak of her entire career. Courtside at NBA games, magazine covers, sold-out tours, award show performances, brand deals, the whole 9 yards. Everything was looking up. Everything was golden. But Victoria, her older sister, her flesh and blood, same household, same parents, same struggles, was about to take every single ounce of that shine and drag it straight through the mud on a public platform for literally millions of people to witness unfold in real time. And she came with zero hesitation. Victoria did not hold back. She went on that live with pure, unfiltered fury and started by declaring something that would echo across every timeline on the internet.
Y'all favorite rapper ain't and I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. She ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we've been through and then reach back and help none of us out. But got her friends around and shit. And my mama still working at FedEx.
That clip ripped through every single social media platform: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, amassing millions of views within hours. The accusation was loaded with devastating specifics. Glorilla, according to Victoria, has been systematically using their shared childhood trauma: the roaches crawling through the house at night, the rats running through the walls, the busted air, mattresses they slept on, bathing from water bottles because the plumbing didn't work right in Memphis's Fraser neighborhood, as raw content for interviews and press runs, mining that collective pain for public sympathy, brand building, and ultimately money. But when the cameras cut off and the interviews wrap up, she allegedly turns her back completely on the very people who suffered through all of that horror with her, and instead surrounds herself with friends who received the luxury treatment, the Jaguars, the courtside seats, the financial support. And this is not some small family with 1 or 2 people left behind. This is a massive household. Victoria made that crystal clear.
You don't sit here and talk about struggles, sit here and struggle with it. It's not one sibling, you got 9 other siblings.
10 siblings total. Same mom, same dad. All raised together in one of the roughest parts of Memphis, Tennessee, in a household where money was never anything but scarce. And Victoria's entire argument rested on one core cultural principle that resonates deep in communities across this entire country. If you came from the bottom with us, fought through the worst with us, starved with us, and you were the one who made it to the top, you have a moral obligation, a duty, to reach back down and pull us up with you. That's not just Victoria's personal opinion. That is a belief system shared by millions of people. She made that stance unmistakable.
Hey, yeah, she got an obligation to share the wealth. We stay here, we struggle together. Took baths and bottles of water, rest, roaches, all that. Yeah, she obligated. Is them friends obligated? She doing everything for them. So yeah, I feel like I'm obligated.
And then she hammered the point even harder, going completely flat, no emotion, just raw bluntness.
She's not doing nothing. Nothing. She's not doing nothing for family. At all.
That triple repetition of nothing was calculated. According to Victoria, this isn't a situation where Glorilla helps a little, but could help more. This is complete, total, alleged abandonment of the entire family unit. All 10 siblings, their mother, their father, everybody. Victoria came with what she considered hard receipts, and they were specific enough to be genuinely damaging. She revealed that Glorilla allegedly blocked their own mother on Cash App after their mother made financial requests, blocked her own mama for asking for help, and that Victoria personally unfortunately had to step up and cover $1,800 of their mother's $2,400 monthly rent because Glorilla had cut their mother off entirely. Think about that for a second. A woman making millions of dollars allegedly forcing her own mother to scramble for rent money. Victoria also mentioned that she personally had lost her job and was physically robbed specifically because people in the neighborhood knew she was Glorilla's sister, meaning the fame didn't elevate Victoria's life in any way. It actively made it worse. It painted a target on her back while Glorilla allegedly looked the other way and never once reached out to help or protect her. And it wasn't just Victoria suffering either. She pointed to an autistic brother within the family who has special needs and has been completely overlooked and ignored, a sibling who cannot advocate for himself the way Victoria can scream on a Facebook Live, who presumably sits in silence while Glorilla allegedly sends nothing. On top of all that, their mother reportedly still works at FedEx to this very day, grinding shifts at a distribution center while her daughter lives like royalty. Victoria also disputed the famous Jaguar gift that Glorilla allegedly gave their dad for retirement, claiming it was either incomplete, allegedly delivered with no gas in the tank, or outright fabricated entirely. She even went after Glorilla's most celebrated family gesture, the claim that she retired their parents. But we'll get to Victoria tearing that claim apart in a minute, because first, Glorilla had something to say, and what she said, it was absolutely vicious. But before we move on, Victoria dropped one final bomb that captured the emotional core of this entire saga. She looked at the camera and told the world exactly what kind of person she believes her sister truly is.
Y'all keep on painting this picture like she's just a good person, an upright person. She's not.
That line, "she's not," was the thesis statement of Victoria's entire campaign. She wasn't just asking for money. She was attempting to dismantle the public image that Glorilla had spent years carefully constructing. And by the time these videos racked up millions of views across every single platform, the damage was catastrophic. The narrative was set, and now it was Glorilla's turn to respond. Glorilla fires back. If anybody thought Glorilla was about to sit in silence and just take it on the chin, let her older sister completely control the narrative around her name, her reputation, and her money without a single word of pushback, they clearly do not know this woman at all. On February 5th, 2026, less than 24 hours after Victoria's viral rant had already exploded across every major platform, Glorilla came out swinging on Instagram stories with what might legitimately be one of the coldest, most calculated, most disrespectful clapbacks in the entire history of hip-hop family drama. She didn't write a long emotional response pouring her heart out. She didn't sit down for a carefully curated interview to explain her perspective, none of that. Glorilla posted a link to Indeed.com, the job search website, with the caption, "If you gon' beg, do it on here, read that again." Her own biological sister, from the same house, the same parents, the same poverty, just went on a tearful, gut-wrenching public rant about hunger, family neglect, and financial abandonment, and Glorilla's official, on-the-record response was to tell her to go find employment on a job board. That single post generated well over 1 million views on X alone, and the internet absolutely, completely, unequivocally lost its mind. But she was far from finished. Glorilla followed up almost immediately with another Instagram story reading, "Mama, yes, but you nah, nigga, work," making it absolutely clear that whatever financial support she provides goes to their mother and their mother alone. But Victoria herself is getting nothing, not a dime, not now, not ever. And then came the move that sent the entire internet into a full-blown meltdown. Glorilla posted, "It's always a broke-hating butch in every family even mine's," with laughing emojis, openly and publicly calling her own flesh and blood sister a broke hater in front of her entire fan base of millions. And then, and this is where it got truly nuclear, she changed her entire profile picture to an alleged photo of Victoria working at FedEx. Let that register. She made her sister's workplace her profile picture as a joke. She wasn't just dismissing Victoria's accusations, she was deliberately, strategically, and publicly humiliating her own sister, transforming Victoria's employment at FedEx into a viral meme and a punchline for millions of followers to screenshot, share, and laugh at across every platform on the internet. More posts circulated showing Glorilla trolling her sister to go get a job, with users noting she also referenced McDonald's as a viable career path for Victoria, the exact detail that became the headline of every single blog post and YouTube video covering this story. Glorilla even had old receipts to back up her entire philosophy on family and money. From 2023, she had posted on X, "Stop complaining about what you ain't got and be grateful for what you got," a statement that in hindsight reads like it was always aimed directly at her extended family members who she felt were looking at her pockets instead of building their own. Glorilla also tried to dispute Victoria's accusations with evidence, sharing alleged text messages from their mother thanking her for ongoing financial financial support. But Victoria fired back immediately, calling those texts completely fake because they contained no timestamps, a critique that made the public side-eye Glorilla's evidence. The receipts war was on, and neither sister was backing down. Meanwhile, Victoria had gone directly after Glorilla's most sacred public claim, the retirement story, and dismantled it with specifics.
She don't want to work. Gloria got y'all believing this fake ass, imaginary ass where she retired them. No, she did not. My dad retired because his time was up.
According to Victoria, their father retired from the U.S. Postal Service on his own pension. Glorilla had nothing to do with it, and allegedly took credit for something that was going to happen regardless. The beef didn't stay limited to financial grievances. It spiraled into deeply personal territory that made this feud exponentially uglier and harder to resolve. Street whispers on X alleged that Glorilla fired back at Victoria by blasting her for deeply personal matters, including claims about 3 abortions while flexing that she's a stud, an incredibly vicious and intimate attack that dragged the feud from the realm of financial disagreements into the most private and painful territory imaginable. Victoria wasn't the only one willing to put family business on a public stage. Glorilla apparently had deeply personal ammunition stored up and demonstrated zero hesitation in deploying it when she felt cornered. Family members on both sides rapidly began picking sides in the most public way possible. Their own mother and at least one brother came directly to Glorilla's defense on social media, with their mom's side claiming Victoria is mad because she don't want to work and that there is something wrong with her. That family cosign from their own mother was enormously significant and damaging to Victoria's case, because if their own mama was publicly siding with Glorilla and vouching for her, then Victoria's narrative that the entire family was being neglected and abandoned started looking increasingly incomplete, if not outright misleading. Long-buried whispers from the past also resurfaced aggressively during this period, specifically about a 2015 incident where Victoria allegedly pulled a gun on Glorilla, which resulted in Victoria's arrest, a detail that added massive, game-changing context to why Glorilla might have deliberately and intentionally distanced herself from Victoria years before the fame, the money, or the CMG deal ever materialized. If someone pulled a firearm on you, your own sister, the moral argument for "you owe me because we're family" collapses entirely in the eyes of most rational people. Other hip-hop figures weighed in. Finesse 2 times called Victoria dead wrong and said she's not entitled to Glorilla's money, advising her to generate her own income. That clip, shared by No Jumper and Academics TV, generated hundreds of thousands of views and pushed public opinion further against Victoria. She responded through the Shade Room, but the tide had shifted. And then Victoria did the one thing that turned this from a social media beef into a full media spectacle. She took the family drama to TMZ. She sat for a live, nationally broadcast interview, doubled down on every accusation, and made a specific financial demand. When asked what it would take to squash the beef, she named her price. That number, $2,500, became the single defining figure of this entire saga. To some, it proved Victoria's grievances were genuine and Glorilla was cheap. To others, it was the ultimate proof that Victoria was a beggar who just put a price tag on family loyalty for the whole world to see. Tory Lanez steps in from prison. Just when everybody thought this situation had peaked, a whole new character entered from the most unexpected place imaginable, a prison cell. Incarcerated rapper Tory Lanez heard about the entire Glorilla Victoria saga and sent Victoria $2,500, the exact amount, down to the penny, that she demanded from Glorilla on TMZ. Not $1 more, not $1 less. The precision was the entire point. Victoria posted the receipt and reacted on camera with visible emotion.
If you're actually effed up and really tripping about $2,500, I'll send it to you, gang. I know how it feels to not have it while needing it. I hope God blesses you. Let me know. She said, huh? You want my chime? Tell him thanks. Then she said, he don't want me to post this, but your boy heard about the situation all the way in jail. Tory Lanez. Thank you.
The optics of that moment were absolutely devastating for Glorilla and everything she represents. Think about what just happened and let it really sink in. A man who is literally sitting behind prison bars with no personal freedom, no concert revenue flowing in, no ability to even walk outside and breathe fresh air, just reached into his pocket and casually sent Glorilla's sister the exact dollar amount that Glorilla, a multi-million-dollar recording artist currently sitting at the very height of her commercial powers with platinum records and sold-out shows, allegedly allegedly refused to part with for her own blood relative. The internet seized on that contrast with a vengeance and transformed it into meme after meme after meme, and the entire narrative of this feud flipped practically overnight. Suddenly, the dominant conversation across every platform was no longer about whether Victoria was technically entitled to anything. It was about why a complete stranger locked inside a prison cell demonstrated more financial compassion and basic human decency than a blood relative sitting on a fortune that was literally built on stories about their shared suffering and collective trauma. Victoria understood exactly what that moment meant, and she maximized it immediately. She reposted the TMZ clip with the caption, "Bluffed called," signaling to the world that in her mind, Tory Lanez had just permanently and irrevocably exposed Glorilla's true character for all to see. But the Tory Lanez involvement also introduced an entirely new and genuinely dangerous layer of tension to a situation that was already volatile and threatening to spiral out of anyone's control. Victoria publicly expressed real fear of retaliation from Glorilla's camp and the people associated with her, suggesting that accepting money from someone as polarizing and controversial as Tory Lanez, a man convicted and imprisoned in a case that divided the entire music industry, could provoke a real, potentially dangerous response from people in Glorilla's orbit. Whether that fear was completely legitimate or strategically deployed to generate more public sympathy and further paint Glorilla's side as threatening, it undeniably added real-world stakes to a situation that many people on the internet had been casually consuming as entertainment. And Victoria had already made it abundantly clear throughout the saga that she was prepared to escalate things even further if she felt pushed or threatened. Earlier, she had looked directly into the camera and issued a warning that left no room for interpretation.
I really go live and expose y'all favorite rapper. Same mom, same dad, 10 siblings. Y'all think she this upright ass person when she really not. Ain't messed with us since she got on, and I'm constantly getting acknowledgement for being her sister, and she ain't messed with you at all.
That promise of further exposure, the threat that there was even more dirt, even more secrets, even more damaging information that Victoria was sitting on and ready to release, hung over the entire situation like a dark cloud. And Glorilla's decision to go completely silent after her initial barrage of clapbacks strongly suggested that she understood engaging any further would only pour gasoline on Victoria's growing fire and hand her even more platform, more followers, and more ammunition. The broader cultural conversation erupted into a nationwide debate about what the community calls black tax, the expectation that when one person makes it out of poverty, they must financially carry everyone they left behind. Comparisons flew immediately to other high-profile rap family dramas, Cardi B's documented tensions, Megan Thee Stallion's tragic family dynamics, where relatives publicly aired financial grievances once fame arrived. Public opinion settled roughly 60-40, favoring Glorilla's self-reliance stance. The majority argued, as a grown-ass woman, ain't no way I'll be on the internet hooting and hollering about another grown-ass woman not taking care of me, and she probably tired of y'all begging what y'all hand out. Viral posts with hundreds of thousands of views framed Victoria's rage as misplaced trauma. Trauma like that don't just disappear. Nobody owes another person's destiny. They pointed to the alleged 2015 gun incident and whispers that Victoria previously dismissed Glorilla's rap career as local and doubted she'd ever earn more than $60K, meaning she allegedly clowned her sister's dreams before success and now wanted a cut after it came. On the other side, a passionate 40% argued family is family, period. Comments like, "You pose to take care of your siblings, Iano, WTF y'all talking about," flooded every timeline, emphasizing the deeply rooted cultural norm of lift as you climb. These defenders made a critical point that kept getting buried under the memes. Glorilla built her entire brand on stories of family poverty. Every interview about the roaches, the rats, the air mattresses, that is monetizing shared pain for commercial gain. Every song referencing the struggle converts collective trauma into streaming revenue and brand deals, to then refuse to share any of the financial proceeds from that pain with the people who actually lived through it alongside you. That, in their eyes, crosses the line from simple family neglect into outright exploitation. Media outlets from the Shade Room on TikTok to Madame Noir to Ball Alert turned this into wall-to-wall coverage, amplifying a sister's Facebook rant into a national cultural moment. TMZ's Instagram coverage generated massive engagement, and YouTube breakdowns racked up views as the public consumed it like a real-time soap opera. Key posts across X surpassed 800,000 views and climbing. As of this recording, Glorilla has gone completely silent after her initial barrage of clapbacks, and many industry observers believe that's a calculated, deliberate, strategic move, because every single time Victoria went live, every time she sat for another interview, every time she posted another clip or reacted to another comment, she gained more followers, more views, and more public attention, which plenty of people argue was the real underlying motivation from the very jump. Whether Victoria genuinely wants family reconciliation and basic financial support for a struggling household with members who cannot help themselves, or whether she identified a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build a personal brand and a public platform off the back of a controversy she helped manufacture, that is a question only Victoria herself truly knows the answer to. But what absolutely nobody, not a single person on either side of this divided debate, can deny is that this feud ripped open a raw, deep, unhealed wound at the center of Glorilla's entire public story. She came from nothing. She came from roaches and rats and water bottle baths. She made it out of circumstances that crush most, people permanently. And now, the very people she left behind in those circumstances are screaming into the digital void, demanding to be seen, demanding to be acknowledged, demanding that the commercial success built on the back of their shared suffering be shared in return. Whether you believe Victoria is owed a single dollar or not, the image of a mother still working the FedEx grind at a distribution center while her daughter sits atop the rap game is one that sticks in your mind long after you close the app. And the image of a man locked inside a prison cell sending $2,500 to prove a point about what real generosity and real compassion look like, that is an image that will follow Glorilla's name and her legacy for a very, very long time to come. This ain't just rap beef. This ain't just social media drama. This is family, and real family drama, the kind that is born from years and years of poverty, resentment, unresolved trauma, and broken promises. Doesn't come with a clean resolution or a happy ending. It just comes with chapters, and we are all watching this one unfold in real time. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on any of the cards on your screen.